Good morning and happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. I am back.
And happy October.
Yeah, happy October.
Good. And you enjoyed the Ryder Cup?
Very much so. The U.S. team absolutely destroyed the Europeans. They're calling it the slaughter by the water. It was an amazing experience. My brother and I had an awesome time. So you can ask me about it. I'll probably talk about it for a half hour. So you might not want to do that.
That would be par for the course.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome home. Yeah. So Wordstock, thank you to the Knights and the Parish Council and all of you who came just to hang out and visit. It was just really a perfect night in every way. So thank you for that. And I think we served 440 meals and then ran out of food. And I think some of the people that came a little bit later just had a bun with mustard on it or something.
Yeah, sort of like the Fire Festival, for those of you that know what that is.
Yeah, don't watch the movie.
Don't. So a little word about our athletic fields. As many of you know, one of our longtime parishioners, Ron Tischer, passed away a few months ago. Ron was incredibly instrumental in just maintaining our fields for many, many years. They were meticulously groomed, lined, and maintained for a number of decades. And this is well after his kids graduated from Incarnate Word. So in honor of Ron's lifetime commitment to our parish, to our athletic department, and just our whole community here, the fields here at Incarnate Word are going to be named after him. We're going to have a little dedication and plaque unveiling on Sunday at 11:30 a.m., rain or shine. So that'll be after the 10:30 Mass. Again, Ron's family will be there as well. So that'll be a really beautiful thing to recognize Ron's commitment to our parish and all that he did to maintain our athletic fields.
Yeah, and just as a side note, this is what oftentimes makes parishes special is you have people who, even when they don't have to, they say, I want to help with this or that thing, whether it's the fields, whether it's the flowers in church, whatever it is. So I think it's always when we commemorate someone who did this for so long and really, logically speaking, even though he didn't have to, it's an opportunity to look also at ourselves and say, are we kind of taking that minimal attitude of like, it's not my problem, not going to deal with it? Or do we have that same generous spirit that we will honor on Sunday of saying, how can I, share my time, my generosity to make something better for other people?
Yeah.
So just
it's very
little prayer point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jonah Prayer is coming up this weekend after the 10:30 Mass by the Holy Family statue, and you can receive those powerful prayers for yourself or for someone in your family or a friend who might be suffering.
Yeah. There's a number of ProLife activities coming up. Obviously, October is National Respect Life Month. So tomorrow, and that's Saturday, October 2nd. So tomorrow, Saturday, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Incarnate Word is praying in front of the Planned Parenthood Clinic on Forest Park Parkway, near Forest Park and Vandeventer down at the Central West End. We hope that folks can come out and pray for the protection and sanctity of human life. 40 Days for Life is a wonderful, prayerful witness to our faith and what we believe about the dignity of every person. It's not a protest. You're not confronting anyone. It is simply praying on the sidewalk, on the street corner, asking for God's intercession to change hearts and minds, that we might build a culture of life here in St. Louis. So again, that's Saturday, tomorrow, October 2nd. You can sign up for an hour online or just come on out. Bring your kids. It's a wonderful, prayerful event.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to try to stop by in the morning. I have a burial in Eureka around 10:30, but so I'm hoping to get down there and pray with and encourage everyone. Let's see, the weekly winner draw. Oh, I'm supposed to. Did you talk about all this stuff?
No, I did not. Sorry. So we also have National Life Chain. It's, again, another prayerful witness. That'll be Sunday, October 3rd. So this Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. By the rectory. I think that's just along Olive, I think.
It is.
Yeah, right there along Olive. So just pray and to raise awareness for the cause of life here in our parish. And then we also have the ProLife Bake Sale coming up the weekend of October 23rd. We need bakers to donate baked goods and to bring them to the school lobby on Saturday the 22nd, I think that is.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be the 22nd. It's the 23rd. Sorry, 23rd and 24th. So Saturday the 23rd. Saturday the 23rd. Bring up baked goods on that Saturday the 23rd in the school lobby between 2 and 4 p.m. and they'll be sold at the masses that evening and on Sunday the 24th.
Yeah, help us make some dough for pro-life causes, literally and
figuratively.
Yeah, right.
It's not as bad as your other funds.
Okay. The weekly winter draw, this is the last weekend to buy tickets for that. It's a big school fundraiser that helps really every area of the school, and every year you guys have been great about supporting that. Students will be selling $25 tickets after masses this weekend.
Let's see. We also have baptisms. Darcy May and Ruby Jane DeGrec, daughters of Tom and Lindsay, were baptized over the weekend, so congratulations to them. You had a wedding.
I did. Travis Diepenbrock and Paige Benton were married in our church last weekend, so
awesome.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, and we also pray for the repose of the soul of Mary Ann Mormon, wife of John and father and father-in-law of John and Aurora. And then the funeral for her will be Saturday, October 9th. That'll be next weekend. So we pray for the Mormon family and their loss.
Yes. This weekend.
Yes.
Tough readings.
So yeah, some very interesting, difficult readings sometimes. It's the first readings from Genesis, talking about Adam and Eve, and just the union that they had together. It's sort of the origin of Eve. And then the gospel is Jesus' teaching on divorce. Certainly a weekend to talk about marriage, or at the very least to talk about God's plan for love. I'm kind of going to be talking about how the church's teachings, especially today, seem very idealistic in a 21st century world. We know that a lot of people experience brokenness. We know that a lot of people, for various reasons, fall short of what the church asks, if you will, of married couples and for love. And that happens for a whole host of reasons. And I've had some really interesting conversations in marriage prep, actually, about this thing. And I think that the thing that I always come back to is just because the standards around us have changed doesn't mean that we should change ours. And even Christ recognizes this. In the gospel, the Pharisees are asking Jesus, well, why don't you allow for divorce? Moses allowed it. And Jesus says, yeah, Moses only allowed it because of the hardness of your hearts. But he also says, but in the beginning it was not so. Referring back to Adam and Eve. And Christ is essentially saying, yeah, but that's still the ideal. And yeah, it's hard. Human brokenness, human weakness is difficult to overcome at times. But our ideals and our teachings and our beliefs should still remain the same in the midst of that. So I'm just going to kind of be talking about that reality.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever gets married, goes into marriage saying, I don't care or I even want this to fail.
Yeah.
And we recognize there are reasons why it does, and they're tragic, and,
sure.
and everyone needs to be ministered to. I think what's easy to forget too also is that marriage is a sacrament, which means it's a sign that points to God's love for us. And so if we change the sacrament of marriage, which we can't, but if we did, it would then change. It would then change what we're saying about God's love for us, that it's conditional, that it is temporary, and things like that. I'm just going to, I would say kind of cover as much of the landscape of marriage and God's plan of love for us, try to show how the church's teaching and Jesus' teaching is grounded in love. It's not punitive. It's not like, hey, here's a standard none of you suckers can do. So show that it really is based in our well-being. And then also show that at Jesus' time, marriage was in big trouble then. And a lot of times we tend to think our time is the worst time and it's never had challenges, but all a Jewish person had to do, man, was just write a note of divorce, and his wife didn't have any responsibility towards her anymore. That's pretty callous. And so Jesus was preaching to a people that had become cynical and dismissive of the institution of marriage. He was aware of the challenges. And I think sometimes we forget that. He wasn't talking to a culture that embraced marriage and practiced it perfectly. It was very much like our time. So Jesus knew what he was asking, and that means that then he's promising the grace to make it possible. So hopefully that comes across as an encouragement rather than this is an impossible task. Yeah. And I think we're kind of both going at the same principle.
That's excellent.
Just trying to help people know that, hey, this is a tough teaching. And the apostles even said after Jesus gave the teaching, like, then it's probably better not to get married, because they recognize, wow, humanly speaking, this is a really difficult thing. And it is. But then, of course, we know the beauties and the rewards that come from good and holy marriages. So yeah, so hopefully it comes across challenging, but encouraging and enriching, and more importantly than what Father Schneier and Deacon Donald, who will be with us this weekend, and myself, bigger than our words is the fact that God has chosen to love us through marriage. And so many of us have experienced God's love first through the marriage of our parents.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look forward to seeing you around. And yeah, that's about all I got.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
God bless.
Bye.